Hello everybody. I hope everybody's weekend and week well. It's been raining here a lot, so I just been burning brush piles, I guess. We got our friendly little shop cat here, but I got me some material this weekend, so we're gonna be working on a furnace here. I'm gonna take the lid off. I take the the belly off so we can take this piece of metal right here and put it on the inlet so that the burner, which I got here this weekend, I'm gonna wipe it all off before I start really touching it, but I got this. This is gonna end up being my burner. I got, I don't know if you can see it all, but all this metal right here to build the fan frame, and I don't know what else. I just grabbed some things. This here bit of metal, if you're following along, this ended up costing me $13.75. Come on, buddy. Looks like probably 1/8 inch, I reckon. Probably inch and a half. Just put a tape on it real quick and we'll find out. Here, I'll put it on that. Yeah, 1.5 inches. There's some inch in here. But that, stop. Good grief, buddy. All this angle iron here, it cost me 25 cents a pound. And there was maybe 25 pounds. So heck, all this angle iron here cost me $6.25. This is the most expensive piece because it's 3 foot long. Plan on probably making my burner maybe 20 inches maybe. I haven't quite decided, but somewhere in there. And I didn't need that long, but it was already there and so forth, so I just bought it, and it cost me $7.50. So we got another $13.75 in a oh, and I don't remember what this cost. This was a bunch of just different nuts and bolts. Some of them I'm going to need to bolt the fan up to this angle iron. Let's see if I can find the price part on it. Cost me $2.74. So at 15, 16, we'll just call it 16 bucks. Well, it's actually a little bit more now. We'll call it 17. We'll call it 20. That is what keeps everything smooth and running good. Call it 20. And what did we have into it before? $35. So we got, $55 in it so far. I went through my junk outside and found this piece of sheet metal. I'm going to use it for the inside form. I cut these little wheels. I used my jigsaw, and here's really funny. Mr. Pawnee Mania, you were saying how I should use a jigsaw to cut out this metal. And I have some metal jigsaws, blades, and I tore apart. I mean, granted, it's not like, doesn't look like, it looks a big mess. I know it really does, and it is a mess. But for, I'll say 90%, I know exactly where everything is. Only time I get a little confused is when I'm working right here and I throw down a tool and I can't really find it. But I know the tool's at least on this table. But I searched everywhere for them stinking blades. I checked that box, I checked these boxes, I checked everywhere. And well, I didn't check that box. I checked that little toolbox, all my drawers. And I found the wood ones, and I thought, boy, I should have put them right there. Working on my car, I had to put in those spark plugs, And working on the car, I turned around and wanted to trying to find my spark plug gapper deal. And in this mess right here is some saw blades. They were in there. So I spent hours looking for them and didn't find them, and then needed another bad thing to happen for me to find it. But now on these wheels, I jigsawed them out, And I'm such a great and awesome jigsaw, as you can tell, you know, that you know, I didn't do real well. So I kind of made this silly little thing. And what I did is I just screwed, let's say, this screw up through the bottom of the wheel, up through this, and then took these clamps and just clamped it to the bench like this, that wheel in there, and then put the wheel where I thought I needed it on the mark, and then just turned the wheel. So that's kind of how I made that. Just some scrap wood, and you know, you can tell. But I made these wheels to fit inside this metal can. Well, it's not a can yet, but fit inside there. They are 9-inch, I believe, maybe a little over. Yeah, it's just a little over. But so that'll be a 9-inch hole inside the center of that deal. So today, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be putting these semi in here, and I'm still trying to figure out what kind of frame I want to make to try to make this solid as I can get it. I might fill it full of sand, so when I'm stuffing in the refractory that you know, it won't distort it too bad. Last one I made, I had a little bit thicker metal, but it distorted it from my ramming inside. So this one I'm gonna maybe stuff full of sand to make it hard. But I gotta make that so I can put in the center of that into there, and to be able to cut the hole in the base of that to run this big piece of pipe in it. Once I get that in there, I guess I don't really have to explain it, but some people might leave real early and, you know, kind of figure out what I'm doing. But I'll probably drill some holes in here, and I don't know if I'll tap them or if I'll just weld a nut on it to screw my burner together. You know, so my burner is kind of solid inside it. I didn't stop the muffler store because they're closed on weekends, and I forgot to call them and ask them if I could look through their junk pile. But so I can't build this yet on the top. It's not a real big deal because I should be able to run it without it, and you know, I'm not there yet anyway. But I'm gonna try to cut these holes out so that we can mount the burner. I'm gonna try to build some sort of frame so we can mount the fan. But before I do all that, I got to do this to go in there and get that burner lined up right. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. So what I'll probably do is clean off some of this mess, because it's, I don't know, some of the stuff I don't need now. And yeah, that's probably what I'll do. But I'll turn around. Oh, here, and I'll show you something else. I was going to have to get some bearings for that fan. I'll still have to get a lock collar, but I forgot all about this. I had made a chicken plucker. You know, it's got these little wheels on there. I made these little chicken plucker, and there's bearings on the inside of this. I don't remember what they are, but here be my, I'm just going to tear this apart. And because I made this when I was doing ducks, and to be honest with you, this worked real good on a chicken, but them duck feathers were a bitch to pluck, so I ended up making this to help tear the majority of it out. But I'll have a shaft and the 2 bearings, so I'll still have to get a couple pulleys, I reckon. Still have to find a motor. A friend of mine said, he was watching the show and said he had a washing machine that he was going to junk out, and he's going to tear it apart for me. So I'll be getting that, I reckon, and then I can figure out what that RPM of that motor and stuff is. But I'm going to go ahead and clean up my mess a little bit, kind of get a little organized. Probably take this apart, you know, take the belly off, take the lid off. You know, to be honest, I'll probably just, I don't know if I'll take the bottom off or yet or not. It's just tacked on, so it would be, I could kind of semi-text it, but be able to figure out where to put, you know, now that I look at it, with this burner in there, it might interfere with that pipe, so it might end up lifting up a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. I can't tell. We'll find out, I guess. And if we got to modify something, we have to modify something. But you know, maybe I'll come in at this angle, you know, and have the burner come up. I don't know. We'll see when we get there, but just thought I'd show you what I got going. And there we go. Let me clean up, and I'll be right back with you. All right, I'm back. It only took me, I don't know, 3 days to clean the table. I'm kind of joking. Oh, hey, here I found I was cleaning up this mess. I don't know if you guys remember how big a mess that was, but this is a big old mess. There's some extra fire starter crud I'm gonna throw away. Probably need to throw away a bunch of that stuff too, but kind of digging around in there, cleaning up the pile over there, I found these wheels off of a lawnmower deck. You know, they set on a lawnmower to keep them scalping the road. And they're hard and they're kind of round. With this weight, it'd probably sink, is what I'm kind of thinking. But I saved them out of the bottom of the bucket. I'm either, like I said, I'm either gonna find some pipe, kind of like I did on that cultivator deal I made. If you haven't seen that video, check that out. But I made these wheels. They won't be as fancy as that cultivator because I'll just be bolting them in. It won't have bearings and be real fancy. But if I made some flat wheels, or if any of my viewers would think that these would work, you can kind of see how they're kind of domey or kind of rounded, and that's why I'm debating on whether they'd sink, but they're big enough, I would think. You know, to mount the wheels, let's say there, you know, and then when I lean this back, it would rock it up onto the wheels. But I'm still in debate about these. But here I am with this. I went ahead and kind of laid out this where this will go. It'll kind of go, I think, right in there. I mean, it looks like it's about lined up. I mean, I didn't do any measuring or anything. Before I cut it, I probably will, but you know, I can cock it off to the side if I need to. But I think that won't be too bad. It's right about the edge of this, so it should be pretty good. This is laying in there where it's gonna be. I don't have this done. I just put those boards in the bottom and the top to kind of give me some of a cylinder, so I could figure out where I needed to put this piece of pipe, and then how to when I mark it and so forth, what to lay up in here. I plan on, once I get it cut out, is probably take some of the scrap wood, you know, it'll be at an angle, and probably put a piece of wood in there so that I can screw this thing to it so it doesn't want to move. And then when I put up the new stovepipe, I use the rest of my sheet metal screws, so I don't have any more sheet metal screws left. But that's probably what I'll do to this seam here, is be screwing it from the inside to suck it in and getting it round, because I don't really want to tape it, because if I tape it, when I go to take out the inside, I don't really want to destroy this piece of metal if I can. You know, I mean, it already have these holes, and that's bad enough, but that's why I'm not going to cut it down or anything. It's a little bigger than what I need, but I don't really want to cut it down, because then I don't know what I'd need the rest of it for. You know, I mean, I might need this big piece in some other project or something, but so I'm going to leave it long and so forth. But I got to get some screws. I forgot all about them. I was at the farm store the other day and bought these bolts, and I was right there and I didn't see them, so I didn't think about it. Oh my gosh, you guys, I ain't kidding you. This cat is something. You know, that one's not quite as bad, but this one, good golly, Miss Molly, is it a pain in the butt. That's why its name's Pain. But I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting this out, I believe. I'll probably go ahead and I tacked this on here because this came off of there and I wanted to get lined up, but I'll probably cut the tacks off so then I can use the grinder to cut it out a little easier. But there's where I'm at so far. I'm gonna go ahead and like I said, cut these tacks off and then grind that out and go there. I just thought I'd give you a little update on how this is going to go. And then, of course, everybody should kind of semi know that, you know, this will go, let's say, right here, and then I'm going to make that stand for this. So, I don't know. Hope you enjoy what's going on so far. Thanks for watching so far. And if you would, please hit that like button. You know, let's see if we can get, you know, a dozen likes or something on this. But anyway, be back in a minute when I get that cut out. I didn't get the hole perfect. I got this tacked back on. This kind of where it goes. I still got to clean this up, but that's kind of what it's looking like. That fits in this hole and then goes right up against this body, and it fits really nice, really. Oh, you probably can't see down in there or the hoop, but doesn't fit too bad. It's pretty square. I mean, with the base, I mean, it looks fairly square. It's just a little bit of gap there, you know, but yeah. So now I think I don't know, measure out so far maybe, and whack this off, and then be able to, you know, put a couple bolts in here or something. I think, but that's where that's at. I don't think that'll be too bad. It's a little, ouch, it's a little gapped right there, but I think I can clean the concrete a little bit, you know, grind it out so it kind of swirls around. But yeah, there's what we got. So I don't know if I can look from this way or not. You can see, I don't know if you can tell from here, but I mean, with the leg, you know, it might be facing a little, you know, this way. Maybe a little. So you can look down inside there and you can just see that air right down that hole. But that's not too bad. I think I'm gonna live with this right here. And yeah, I'll probably, you know, like I said, come out, you know, just a little ways, and we're gonna try that and see how that fits. Then I'll go ahead and tack more on there. As you can tell back here, I don't know if you can see the light, or my cutting skills is, you know, most excellent. But I'll tack in a little bit of that, I think. When I say tacks, I'll put little welds. The concrete will be in there, so it shouldn't matter a whole bunch, I don't think. And maybe I'll weld it all the way up. I'll have to check, see how much wire I got. I don't want to waste all my wire on this. This stuff's like 60 bucks. I got quite a little bit in there. But, yeah, I think that'll work pretty good. So that's that little bit of update. Clean that all up, cut this off, and weld her up. Well, that's what I got done so far. I just went ahead and tapped this. It might help me line up my fan when I get that pipe in there. And then I went ahead, and I know it's probably going to be a goober job, you know, I'll probably clean it up. I mean, I haven't cleaned any of it up. But you remember where that big gap was in there? I thought, well, I'll kind of stitch that up. And I welded it up, and then I thought, man, why don't I just weld the whole darn thing, you know? That way there's no break here at all. But, well, this is in there crooked now, but that fits real nice. This fits real nice. I'd imagine, you know, that'll kind of fit not all too bad. Like, I'll cut these all off probably eventually, not on this, but, and this actually will set it up in here when it's all said and done. But yeah, so far not too bad. Now that I have that in, now I can take this thing and I'll cut this end off. Well, I'll probably just work from the other end, but you know, stick that piece of pipe in yay far, probably just right up to this barrel or body, I guess I'll call it, probably right up just to there, and then you know, measure out maybe here. And then I got to thinking about this pipe. Well, you know what, I'll just wait to explain it as I go. I'm gonna go ahead and go in. It's kind of smoky in here, so I'm gonna let this air out a little bit, and I'll be back. Hope you like it so far. Well, I'm done for the day. I cut these things out, and I used the little jigsaw, oh crap, metal blade. I had 2 of them, and guess what I did? I broke both of them. So I had to finish this one. I don't know if it was, yeah, I think it was this one. It looks a little nastier. Well, with the cutoff wheel a little bit, and then finish filing it. But there's this so far. You know, that's going to go on there. This will just barely catch. And then I'm going to put this up again, this, and then weld this on there. So that will stay to the pipe. And then this will stay to the door. And I think I'm still on teeter-tottering. So on my, what I think I want to do is I might use these hinges. I think I might like these a little better. They kind of hook in there a little better. And I got this piece of, well, I got these pieces of this, I don't know what you call it, rectangular, I don't know what you want to call it. But my plan is, now that's not, this is, of course, isn't going to be, I won't be able to make it that big because see it, this one might, I don't know, this one might get welded right to it. Whoops, sorry. This one, or not welded, well, maybe I might just tack weld it, I don't know. This one might get to weld right to it, but with that piece having that little extra ridge, you know, there might be a ridge. So, you know, this will get, you know, notched off maybe, you know, set down on the pipe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'll get further tomorrow maybe. I didn't do too bad today of what time I put into it. Got the screws in, got this put in. This isn't made, but it's jury rigged enough to make this fit. Did weld all that up. And got that. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I should go ahead and, nah, I'll just wait till tomorrow to explain what I'm doing there. But once I get, I could probably do it now, but it's getting a little late. Since I just finished these 2 things. So now I can turn around and take, whoops, this piece and figure out where it goes in and get it cut off where I need it. And then I can weld this piece and weld that piece to it. And, whoops, I've got a sticker in my finger. Or not a sticker, a piece of metal. And then get this tacked to this. But I'll tell them more tomorrow, I suppose, of what I'm doing. But I don't know. There's where I'm at. I guess I'll say I'll see you tomorrow, but it'll be like in 5 seconds. So see you in 5 seconds. Well, there's your few seconds in my, oh, I don't know, several hours. It's the next day, guys. And I kind of semi-started, went ahead and cut, that's still hot. I cut that out of this thing. That's going to be my burner. This is bigger than a MIG, like a MIG tip by, oh, I don't know. It's quite a little bit bigger. As I figure, you know, I'll have a adjustability on the gas valve to turn it up or down. And if I end up needing more gas, I can drill this out. Like I said, I don't plan on necessarily melting steel in here, but you never know. So that's why I'm trying to make it so that I can melt steel. And if I can get it to where it'll melt steel in a relative short time, then it'll definitely melt aluminum and the other metals, you know, lickety split. But if I need to, I can pull the hose thingy out or whatever and drill this hole out to make it bigger if I need to. But I think this will be pretty good. I don't know what size it is. I'm just going to go with it. Same with this valve. I'm just going to go with it. If it turns out that I can't get enough gas out of it, then I'll just build more. But I start drilling a hole here. You know what? I'm gonna put this on another video. So I'm sorry if you guys not like to watch me do it in these stages. You gotta let me know. You're just kind of seeing it as I'm doing it, like day to day. So I'm gonna go ahead and upload this. I didn't quite realize the other one was, 20 some minutes long, and I don't know, if that's too long or too short, or obviously I should quit maybe talking as much. But sneak peek on the next video. I'm gonna be putting this, I don't know, what would you call that? Burner nozzle, maybe? I'll just call it maybe a burner, and it'll be putting it in here. I won't weld it in yet because I want to, well, it doesn't really matter. I'll be putting this in. I'm gonna show you a little something I decided with the burner. Since I'm making this an after mix, I'm gonna kind of tell you something I kind of might have figured out, and I'll be putting, these things, on to do the locks, and yeah, and then doing the fan thingy, and then I'll have to be probably balance the fan. But check in hopefully this next video and see how far I get. And it's getting closer, guys. I'm getting really eager to get this done. But love y'all. Hope y'all will have a real good week, or had a good week. It depends, I guess, on when this goes up, huh? And I will catch you on the flip side. Subscribe.